go remembering this. Do what your heart says you should do.
It's the most precious part of you.
That's where the answers come, when your thoughts are calm and you're searching for the truth. Do what your heart says.
It tells you who you're meant to be and gives you the strength to believe. Don't settle for less than your dreams. Do what your heart should do.
It's the most precious part of you. That's where when your thoughts are calm and you're searching for the truth. Do what your heart says. Do what your heart says.
Good morning. My name is Mary Klein, and I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Center for Spiritual Living St. George. So today's topic is release and let go. So let's take a moment to settle in. Take a second to arrive fully in your body. I invite you at this moment to simply take this moment to move within. And if it feels right, gently close your eye. I invite you to do a mental scan from your toes to the crown of your head. Notice anything that feels tense, tight, or stuck. Simply honor that. Take a deep, full breath in into the area of the body that feels tense. Hold your breath in and then open your mouth with a big exhale and release that tension. So let's repeat the deep, full breaths 2 more times. Deep breath in, focusing again on the area of tension, and then big exhaltation, releasing the tightness. So let's do that a 3rd time. Deep breath in, hold it, and release all of that tension. And tightness and the tension with your exhalations. I want to begin and end with part of a powerful meditation by Ernest Holmes, our founder. Let us now let go of everything and enter into this of that which we believe. The spirit within each one of us is God, and it is perfect. It is love, reason, life, truth, and beauty. It is limitless and perfect and complete and whole. It knows no lack or limitation. How powerful words said by Ernest Holmes. It is our consciousness that sets all the limits in our life. There is but human creation that stands between you and from all limitation. That creation is no greater an obstacle than you accept it to be. And erroneously conditioned to believe that our lives are completely shaped by what happens around us and to us. Live from within out. It is not what happens out there, but it's what we do or think about what happens. all that is required is that you keep yourself centered in the creative flow, keep in tune with positive thoughts, keep by your faith, and as Thoreau would say, keep moving in the direction of your dreams. So let's do some spring housekeeping. So let go of the old belief in the grace of poverty, the subconscious sense of guilt in having things, along with feelings of unworthiness, attitudes that have been such a detrimental influence upon human consciousness. Claim your entitlement. I am a child of the universe, richly endowed with the fullness of good. A child of the universe. Can you accept that into your consciousness? Not just the offspring of your parents or a product of the times, but truly a child of the universe. Identifying yourself with the idea that you are entitled to the boundless support of the universe. So let us sit for the next 5 minutes quietly as we ponder this. A child of the universe. You truly are a child of the universe. Watch your spiritual priorities. The goal should not be to make money or things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance will flow forth when and as you need it. Our philosophy is based entirely upon the supposition that we are surrounded by a universal mind into which we think. This mind, in its original state, fills all space. It is within us as well as outside of us. As we think into this universal mind, we set a law in motion, which is creative and which contains within itself a possibility. The law is infinite, but we appear to think that we are not infinite. That is, we have not yet evolved to the complete understanding of ourselves. We are unfolding from a limitless potential that can bring into our experience only that which there is no limit to the law, but there appears to be a limit to our understanding of it. As our understanding unfolds, this possibility of attainment will increase. So to finish with Ernest Holmes' meditation, we know that infinite wholeness is in us and through us and around us now, and we are conscious that we are renewing this moment instantly and perfectly after the image of perfection. We are today guided action in every exercise of our affairs. We are guided into the knowledge of happiness, of certainty, of wholeness, and of freedom. And we know that there is that subtle essence of the Spirit which emanates from us at all times, healing everything it contacts. And so it is. Thank you.
Hello, CSL St. George. Welcome. I just want to say it's just been a fabulous day this morning. After 2 days of snow and sunshine in the same day, it has been wonderful to behold. And as such, I'm also happy to be here with you today. We are an open, loving, and inclusive community that supports our thinking and creativity and living a deeply spiritual life. I'd like to welcome today our people that are here to honor you and to bring you a beautiful rendition of CSL St. George that is just always changing and always moving forward. Mary Klein, thank you so much for that meditation. That meditation was awesome. It truly got me in touch with my inner child that sometimes knows more than I'll ever know. And that it is powerful because of what it is. And I'd like to welcome Cheryl Barlow, our music director, and Kelly Capstar is going to be our do our invocation. And Sue's going to do our sacred covenant. Thank you, Sue. And our special message from Reverend Elisha is going to be on letting go. It's like I've let go so many times, but I know every moment there is something that I can let go of, which will make room for what I really, truly want in life. So welcome all of these people into our homes today. And now I'd like to introduce Cheryl. She's going to do a Take Heed Your Soul. I remember this song. I love it. And let's take it away.
Thank you so much, Star. This is a song that was inspired by the writings of Emerson, and so many times he just invites us to listen to that divine wisdom within. Take heed, my soul, you are wiser than you know. Ascend to worship plain and true. The source of my delight may be hidden from sight. Moments of faith come through. Aim high, be brave. Let the soul have its way. Reveal, refine, live with the unity divine. Take heed, my soul, the common heart is whole. The answer in words unknown. The truth will be perceived by the soul that can believe and call the light its own. Aim high, be brave, let the soul have its way. Reveal, refine, live with the unity divine. And now I'm going to welcome Kelly Capstar to our service, and she will pray us in. Hi, Kelly.
Good morning. Thank you, Cheryl. And so we continue in this aiming high, in this letting our soul lead the way. For our soul truly knows its unity with God, with life, with love. And that presence of life that we see, that we feel, that we hear with every cell, every fiber of our very being. The life of the trees and the clouds, the life of each individual, the life of our fur family. All of this is the highest of God in action. And so I consciously align myself with and as that one, with and as the soul of my very being, with and as the life that is longing to burst forth in all of its possibilities. And so as I know this is my truth, I know it is the truth for anyone here, anyone who tunes in at any moment, knowing that the life that is, that the love that is present through every cell, every thought, every action. And our job is to simply release anything that is unlike that, unlike life, in all of its varieties. And so I breathe into that. I breathe into the ups and the downs and the mountains and the valleys and the inhalation and exhalation. Releasing any ideas that anything that is not comfortable or not fun is not God in action as well. And I remember that my soul is leading the way, that love is leading the way, that life is leading the way, that grace is leading the way. And so for this and so much more, I'm just simply so grateful for the way this service, this day, this life unfolds. And I allow myself to say the sacred yes to my soul, to love. And I call it good and very good. And breathing that in, we let it go. We let it become the fullness that it is here to be. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
These lyrics are going to be on screen. If you would like to affirm these words with me, please sing along. If you just want to read along, just breathe them into your being. Take heed, my soul, you are wiser than you know. Ascend to worship plain and true. The source of my delight may be hidden from sight. Moments of faith come through. Aim high, be brave. Let the soul have its way. Reveal, refine. Live with a unity divine. Take heed, my soul, the common heart is whole. the answer in words unknown. The truth will be perceived by the soul that can believe and call the light its own. Aim high, be brave, let the soul have its way. Reveal, refine, live with the unity divine. And now I'm going to welcome Sue Fulmer to service, and she's going to read our Sacred Covenant. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning. Thank you, Cheryl. I was just feeling that song was a prayer to reveal our new minister. It's just beautiful. So together, let's speak a mighty intention to bring in our new minister. The time is coming soon. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, I know, that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which include the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new minister reveals wholeness. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which we believe, for it is written, "Let us learn to draw the divine substance down into our own lives, and as freely as it has been given to us, let us give it to others. Thus alone shall we be made whole." Ernest Holmes. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as growing the center in joy and prosperity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing the truth about myself. For I live the presence and law of God. I demonstrate wisdom through a mature understanding of the wholeness of life. I am accountable and willing to take full responsibility for my actions. I participate in and support the nurturance and guidance of the community. I act from wholeness and congruence in thought, word, and action. I walk the talk. Express your personal truth here. I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, knowing that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful, and so it is. Amen.
And so it is. I love hearing that every week. I can almost anticipate the verbiage now. It's so embedded in my heart. So thank you so much, Sue. So as has been mentioned, March's theme is open to possibilities. And this week's focus is release and let go. And there it is. Release and let go. That's today's talk. Ernest Holmes tells us, in those moments when you let go of all restriction, of all sense of limitation, consciously using your word for definite purposes, you will discover a hidden power of which you have never dreamed. Now, it just so happened that last month now, on February 17th, we could skip that one, Marina. On February 17th, Reverend Dr. Edward Leon started a 40-day devotional practice leading up to Easter. And each day he's been posting a thought for us to reflect on, and he calls the devotion Give It Up for Good. And he's been doing this. If you don't know, he has a Centers for Spiritual Living Leader Facebook page, and we also have been sharing those on CSL St. George page, so you can see those there. So I've been reading those, posting those, and we're going to have a little fun with those today. I just wrote this little ditty that's going to go along with it, and it is called Give It Up for Good, and you can sing along. The chorus is very repetitive and catchy, but I used some of the early postings as inspiration for this song. So here we go. I give up any attitude that stands in the way of peace. There is good around me, assumptions I release. I give up the ideas that limit what I think I can. I love being an expression of life. I honor who I am. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. Yes, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I give up the mindset, I'm here just to survive. I shake loose and set myself on a path that thrives. I give up that my way is the only view. I give thanks for awareness, I give thanks for you. 'Cause I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. All right, this is where you get to play. So think of something. It could be a belief, a habit, an influence that has not been productive, that doesn't serve you. Just get that in your mind and think about what you can put on instead of that limiting belief or mindset or influence. And just decide that you're going to give it up. You're going to give it up for good. And sing along with this. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up, I'm giving it up for good. I'm giving it up for good. Yes, I'm giving it up for good. Amen to that. I'm going to pass back over to you, Star.
Oh, I love that. That was great. It just went hand in hand with my meditation this morning of giving up something in my past. And I just named it. And then this song, and it was like, yes, I can do this.
One mind.
All right.
I love it, Star. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cheryl. And now I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Reverend Elisha Christopher. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you again.
Hi, Star. Great to be here.
Great. And I know we have a wonderful message, so take it away.
All right, here we go. I still got Cheryl's song singing around in my head. I feel like that's all we need today, but we'll talk about it anyway. So let's start, as always, by taking a few deep breaths. So if you will, exhale first. Take a deep breath in. And let go. Wiggle a little bit. Take another breath. Breathe in. And let go. One more breath together. Breathe in. And let go. So good morning again, my friends. I want to begin just by recognizing this month's theme that Cheryl has spoken to, that we've heard so far this morning multiple times, that the theme for March is open to possibilities. And the thing that I want to say about that first is that next month, April, the theme is going to be about stepping into the unknown. And I think that we need to kind of look at these hand in hand, because in order to step into the unknown next month, this month, we really need to open up and embrace what it means to open up to possibilities, because this idea of possibility, this is the core, I believe, of what New Thought and Science of Mind is actually about. You know, I've said this probably multiple times, but I really have this sense that many of us, I myself, often have a misunderstanding that New Thought philosophy is about positive thinking. And I want to tell us that I think that that's actually not the goal and not really the essence of the teaching. I believe that the essence of this teaching is actually about possibility thinking. That it's not about not looking at what we don't want. It's about looking at the current situation, looking at what is, and asking into it what is possible. What else could be possible? What could this be bringing forth? What could this event be the seed of that's going to sprout into something else? And the kind of overarching theme of this month, under the current of open to possibilities, is the practice of visioning that we teach in our philosophy, that we use in our communities, and that the practice of visioning is about cultivating a regular experience within ourselves of being open to what is possible. And last week, our theme, our conversations around was about that first question in visioning, that step into the possible of asking, what is the highest divine idea seeking to be expressed here? What is the call? What is the vision? What is the bigger picture? You know, and Ernest Holmes says that every single one of us has a presence that goes before us, that makes the way easy and clear, that informs us, that guides us, that whispers into our mind that deep intuitive knowing. Gene Houston calls that presence the entelechy. It is the part of ourself that is the lure of becoming. I call it the one within us that is always saying, come be me. And I believe that in front of each one of us, in the dream of who we are, in the vision of the world that we want to live in the desires that we have for the betterment of our lives or for our communities, or the deep draw or passions that are within us, or that which is disturbed or upset or tangled up, whatever it is that has the most charge and energy for us, whether it's positive or negative, I believe that wherever we feel the most energy, that's where that call is. Whether it's catching us in our passion or whether it's catching us in our pain, there's someone out in front of us always saying, come be me, come be more, evolve into who you could be. There is a path that is calling you. There is a life that is calling you. There is a possibility that you could become. And that possibility is beckoning you, saying, come be me. And so the practice of visioning is about taking our connection to divine mind and remembering that each one of us is tapped into the source of all possibility, the mind that can see every choice, every path, every outcome, and trusting into that consciousness that there is a knowing that can lead us forward. But in order to take that step forward, we often have to be willing to take that step forward. And there's a quote that I don't know who to attribute it to, but it's been rattling around me recently that I've been sharing quite a bit, which is, you can never cross the ocean unless you're willing to let go of the shore. You can never cross the ocean unless you're willing to let go of the shore. That unless you're willing to let go, unless you are willing to lift up that anchor, let go of what you've known, say goodbye to the world that's familiar, unless you're willing to do that, you can't cross the gap and step into what's next. I've also heard it said that the price of your old life, the price of your new life is your old one. That if you want to step into the next, if you want to step into what's new, if you want to evolve into more, if you want to see a world that works for everyone, if you want to see a community that works, if you want to see the end of racism or the end of inequality, or if you want to see a thriving evolutionary society, then we are required to take huge steps forward that are going to beckon us to step away from whole belief systems, whole ways of doing things, whole avenues of doing and being that are familiar to us. That in order for us to reach our goal next month of stepping into the unknown from this state of being open to possibility, in order to step into the unknown, we have to be able to step away from the known. And in the visioning process, we ask, what is this high divine idea? We ask, what is it that I must embrace and accept in order to do this? But then the question that emerges in the visioning process is, what must be released? That in order to live into the vision, in order to live towards that one who is saying, come be me, in order to step into the next, in order to evolve, in order to grow, what do you have to let go of? What have you been holding on to that no longer serves? What belief system, what pattern, what structure needs to be let go of, needs to be released in order to lighten us up, to open us up, to be able to take that step forward? In my synthesis material in my classes, there's this concept of sacrifice that we've been discussing quite a bit. And I think that the idea of release and sacrifice are very similar. That we've all heard it said that nature abhors a vacuum. That in order to receive, we have to give. That if we truly want to open our lives up to expand, if we want to open our lives up to receive, if we want to open our lives up to possibility, then we have to make space. And that means literally making space, metaphorically making space, mentally making space, but creating space in our life. And sometimes that means giving something up. You know, there's a verse in Malachi. It's the only place in the entire Bible where you get a challenge from God. And it's specifically speaking about tithing. And it says, if you give unto me the first of what you have, I will open up the windows of heaven to you. It's the one place in the Bible where the God of the Bible says, prove me now in this. If you give up a little bit of what you have, I will give you everything you need. That in order to receive, we have to carve out the space. We have to open up room for possibility. And oftentimes we cling to the things that have kept us safe. We cling to the things that have kept us secure. We cling to the things that have kept us stable. And oftentimes that clinging, that attachment to our ways of doing and being, we often outgrow, and there's a new person that is seeking to emerge, but we hold ourselves in the old way. You know, perhaps we experienced some sort of trauma or difficulty in our lives, and we developed a coping mechanism in order to keep ourselves safe, in order to protect our heart or our mind or our inner child or our body. And we developed some coping mechanism to deal with that trauma in our lives. But what happens oftentimes is that the trauma, the danger goes away, but we hold on to those safety mechanisms and we keep enacting them even when that danger is no longer present. So it's important for us as we grow and as we evolve to really pay attention to the ways that we are engaging with life and with circumstances and with what's happening around us, knowing that we are constantly having to, in a sense, edit our story, edit our behavior, edit ourselves. You know, I love the Cheryl's song from Emerson. One of the things I love about Emerson is that he is said to have kept hundreds or thousands of journals. And he was always analyzing his thoughts, his reactions. If someone said something to him and then he had a thought about that, he would write down what that triggered in him, why he had that thought, and examine. And if there's a behavior or a thought that shows up that is a coping mechanism that we're holding on to, that's keeping us small or not allowing room in our life for what we really want to come in, it's important for us to look at that. You know, in this idea that the price for our new life is our old one, that the price for the new world is the old one, that in order to step into a new society, into a world that works for everyone, we have to let go of, we have to release all of the systems, all of the beliefs, all of the ways of doing and being that support a world that doesn't work. And so if we're only thinking about positive thinking, if we're only trying to look for what works, we'll never recognize what's not working. And we won't allow ourselves to fully release it. That we actually have to look at what's in front of us in order to move it out of the way. If we don't look at something, it will just continue to be there and become a greater and greater and greater block. I want us to really think about each one of us. What is it going to take for us to be able to really live into the call of our souls? And that indeed, that is going to require us to open up in new ways, to really be willing to look at our lives, to really be willing to ask ourselves what's not working. Because if we really, really want to live into possibility, we have to be able to decide. We have to be able to choose the direction that we want to go. But in doing that, every time we choose, every time we say yes, we are also saying no. The path narrows the more choice we engage. I've heard it said that the Greek or Latin root for the word decide means to eliminate all other options. To decide is to eliminate all other options. When we ask into that highest divine idea, what is the highest divine idea for my life? The highest divine idea for our community? The highest divine idea for our planet? What is the greatest possibility seeking to be expressed? And we look towards it. We say, okay, I want to choose that. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to become it. Well, in order to choose that which is calling me, I have to say no. I have to decide that, yes, this is the direction that I'm going. And when I do so, I'm sort of, in a sense, if there's a multiverse that we're living in, and all possibilities exist in the multiverse, and in a sense, reality is just waiting for our attention. Every time we choose, all the other possibilities collapse, and only this one exists. Only what's right in front of us. And so let us begin to develop a deep practice of decision making and realize that every decision we make is an opportunity to eliminate all other options and focus. Because we know that whatever we focus on grows. Whatever we give our attention to, we get more of. That the universe is interactive. There is a vast, complex multiverse of possibility. Anything really is possible. And we have to decide where we're going to go, what we're going to participate in. And it requires a deep sense of listening. And that's why I think that in order to stay in this conversation about being open to possibilities, this practice of visioning is an incredibly useful tool. Because visioning is about a process of listening. It is about a process of getting still and recognizing that there is a deeper current, that there is something more intuitive, something more powerful, something greater than we are that is coursing through us. And if we're willing to listen to it and feel our passion, feel our pain, feel our dreams, feel what is calling on us, then we can make informed decisions that help us, our communities, our nation, and the world move in an evolutionary direction. That perhaps for billions of years, evolution was happening by chance. But we are a place where evolution can happen by choice. And the infinite sea of possibilities and all the chance in the universe brought everything into fruition. But what if we add choice to that? the ability to eliminate all other options on purpose and move forward into a new world, into a new life, into a new possibility with laser clarity. And I think that we, my friends, are living in a time that is ripe for this. Because for the last year plus, as COVID has entered our lives, as much of everything slowed down, and the sort of pattern interrupt of quarantine, of social distance, of isolation, much of the busyness and the chatter and the running around and the stresses of go, go, go have fallen away. And so I want to encourage us as life starts to come back online, as we begin to get vaccinated, as the world begins to move to a new state of something that might feel a little more normal. Let us listen into that. Use the space that's around us mentally to really be listening. And as I've been saying for the last year, whatever that thing is that got brought up for you to look at, whether it was the social issues and the racial injustices, whether it was politics, whether it was the environment, whether it was the nature of the citizens of this country, whether it was your own inner being or a passion or a pain, whatever the thing is that is most charged in you, that has come up in this time of stillness, follow it. Let that lure of becoming, that energy, let that be the thing that is saying, come be me. And as you follow it, choose it, listen to it, and continuously decide to move on the path that is calling you, to live into your passions, live into your pains, live into the energy of your life force. Because if we are willing to together deeply walk, step, move into the unknown from a mind of cultivated possibility, my friends, there is a world waiting for us greater than anything we can contemplate or comprehend. And we can build it together, but we have to choose it. We have to make it. We have to be willing to release and let go all that no longer serves, all that has hindered us, all that has held us back. We need to lift up the anchors so that we can let go of the shore and set sail on the ocean of all possibility to a new world that is waiting for all of us, a world where everyone thrives. And that is the reason for all of this, my friends. And so take a deep breath in and let go. If it's comfortable, I want you to close your eyes and take another breath and just contemplate for a moment that each one of us is being breathed by something greater than ourselves, that there is indeed a power for good in this universe that lives and breathes and moves in all things, that it has been the driving force of evolution that is now awake in our minds, looking through our eyes, thinking through our brains, acting through our bodies, through our hands, speaking through our mouths and our lips and our tongues. We speak the word of God into existence. And so let what we speak, what we choose, what we act upon, let the passion within us guide us forward so that we be ones who decide to eliminate all that no longer serves, so that we can begin to develop a laser focus that allows us to move into the world that is calling us, the world that is urgent and necessary to do the healing that is needed, to bring forward a world that works for everyone, where everyone thrives. And so let us just remember once again that we can be grateful that we are being lived by a power for good in this universe that is greater than we are. Let us surrender to it and let it live us in everything we do. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Elisha. Oh my goodness. You've got me getting out my Charles Barker's book on decision making.
Cool.
Yeah. I took a class with that, and that's a great Science of Mind book. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for your honored wisdom and clarity and purpose. All of that is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a blessing and an honor to be here every time.
Okay, we have a few announcements today, and the first one going to be spread the love. I love that. Let's spread the love. We have many avenues that you can give to Centers for Spiritual Living St. George. We are an ongoing community that we are thriving. Even though we're not in a physical place, we're still in the mode of spreading the love, and we honor you for taking care of us by giving online on Breeze, or give by text, or give by mail. All the information is here, and it's also on our newsletter. So, yeah, just spread the love. We have a new book selection at the book club. You can contact Sue Fulmer if you're interested. It's a wonderful way to get together and to stay connected and to talk about some of these things, right from your own home. We're still searching for the perfect minister, and I know it's already done in the mind of God, but we're still open up to the possibilities that is happening right here and right now, and we honor that which is bringing that forward to us. So please visit our website if you have any ideas. At noon, we're having a community conversation, and I love to get together and talk about what we have discussed in our service for the day, and talking to each other. It's also in your newsletter, the access to the meeting links. So join us. We're here to support you. The Community Care Circle is something that has been ongoing. It provides compassionate support through calls and cards and prayer. So contact us if you have any issues that you would like help with. And if you do need a certain prayer answered, please send us your prayer request. Our practitioners want to support you for any circumstances in your life. You can email prayer request also to prayer@cslstgeorge.org, or call. Excuse me. Join us next Sunday when we have Eugene Holden back, a religious science certified practitioner. And he's also doing the Science of Mind magazine daily guide for this month. So keep in touch with him daily and have him join us next week. And in 2 weeks, we have Reverend Hannah Rothland, with open arms. I love it. And we're opening to a new season of springtime, and I'll be happy to hear what Reverend Hannah has to say. Now I'm going to invite everybody back in as we do our closing affirmation. Hi, everyone. Okay, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it. I embrace it and I share it.
Just the way that it is, and just
the way that it is becoming.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, everybody,
Thanks,
for
everybody.
being here.
Thank you,
Thank you, Reverend
everyone.
Elisha.
Thank
Have a
you.
good week.
Have a wonderful day.